Hello, and welcome to Bear Necessities. My name is Bear, and today we're going to talk about crafting. Let's start with the basics. Crafting has 3 subclasses and 3 classes within each subclass. The 3 subclasses are Scholar, which includes Alchemist, Sage, and Jeweler; Craftsman, which includes Provisioner, Woodworker, and Carpenter; and Outfitter, which includes Armorer, Weaponsmith, and Tailor. Generally, each class can make the following. Alchemists make fighter spell upgrades and potions, sages make mage and priest spell upgrades, and jewelers make scout spell upgrades and jewelry. Provisioners make food and drink, woodworkers make bows, arrows, bolts, and totems, and carpenters make repair kits, strongboxes, harvesting tools, and housing items. Armorers make chain and plate armor, weaponsmiths make weapons, and tailorers make cloth and leather art and bags. Everyone starts as just an artisan, but at level 9 you can choose your crafting subclass, and at level 19 you can choose your crafting class. Now let's talk a little bit about how crafting actually works. So crafting is essentially just a mini game where you balance progress and durability. Durability is the green bar and determines whether or not you can actually successfully make the item, while progress is the blue-purple bar that shows how much longer it will take you for the item to be crafted. During this minigame, you have 3 buttons that increase durability, often at the cost of progress or a reduction in success, and 3 buttons that increase progress at the cost of durability or a reduction in success. Every 3 or 4 seconds, the game will check on your modifiers, do some RNG calculations, and give you a success or failure to advance crafting the item. This will update your progress and durability based on the role and any status modifiers you have. You also have a chance of getting a critical success or failure, which will greatly increase or decrease both durability and progress. Also, every now and then, after a check occurs, an icon will pop up with some sort of crafting issue that you need to counter. You can counter these issues by pressing the progress or durability button that matches the icon. Countering will give you great progress and durability gains, so make sure you hit these. If you end up having enough durability to fill 4 bars, you will fully craft the item. If you don't, oftentimes you will get less crafting product or just your fuel back. Speaking of fuel, let's talk a little bit about materials. Every craft requires a certain amount of harvested materials that you can gather from nodes around Norath. This is pretty standard in other MMOs, so we won't talk about it too much. Every craft also requires a tier-specific fuel. Pressing N will pull up your recipes to find all of these details. Now that we have N open, let's talk a little bit about recipes. You can buy basic recipes from a crafting trainer. Advanced recipes are dropped by enemies across Norath and are often titled Advanced Crafting Job Volume Level. These advanced recipes will allow you to craft items that utilize rare harvested materials and usually have better stats than handcrafted items. So how do you level crafting? Well, for the first few levels, grab the trade skill tutorial from your major city. This will teach you the basics of harvesting and crafting, and you'll level all the way to 9 by the end of this, so you can choose your subclass from there. From levels 10 to 15, there's a trade skill quest timeline in Halas that you can do as a good or an evil class. I'll link to it in the description below. From 15 up to about level 60, there's a quest giver in each city that offers rush orders and work orders. Work orders just require you to make a certain amount of items, while rush orders require you to make a certain amount of items in a limited amount of time. Doing these returns money for your fuel and gives you a boatload of XP. These are an extremely fast way to level. At level 60, there is a trade skill timeline in Tenebrous Tangle that provides a decent amount of trade skill XP. I'll link it in the description below. Finally, just get the remainder of your levels by spamming those rush orders. So why should you craft? Crafting is definitely a way to make money in Everquest 2. People pay decent money for consumables like crossbow bolts, potions, food and drink, while also paying a decent amount of money for upgraded spells like experts, especially at the beginning of an expansion. A lot of people make alts, so crafted gear is also an easy way to gear up alts, so people will also buy those items off of the broker. Outside of just making money, your guild needs crafters for the above items as well. so helping out your guildies is always good. Also, crafting is needed for some quests, like the new Bone Class Girdle requires having a level 60 crafter. In general, it's a nice thing to be able to craft stuff for yourself, your guildies, and friends instead of buying it off the broker. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.